is Business Report Nigeria, brought to you by your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV. I am Ruel Panawo. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has revealed that the annual merchandise trade deficit in 2020 was recorded at approximately 7.4 billion naira. Based on statistics from its foreign trading goods for the fourth quarter in 2020, the value of total imports in 2020 stood at approximately 19.9 billion naira, 17.3% higher than it was in 2019, with total exports valued at approximately 12.6 billion naira, 34.8% less than it was in 2019. Now, crude oil remained as the dominant export, valued at approximately 2.5 billion naira, and non-crude oil was valued at 568.2 billion naira, both representing 81.02% of total exports and 18.98% of total exports, with India, Netherlands, South Africa, and the United States as the major export trading partners. In the fourth quarter of 2020, Nigeria's merchandise trade grew as a result of increase in imports, but had slower recovery in exports. CEDAR Farmers Business School, situated in Ibadan, Oyo State, has expressed enthusiasm in giving guidance to farmers on matters pertaining to accessing loans from financial institutions, including the Central Bank of Nigeria. This will ensure food security in the country and inspire agricultural practices with the use of improved technology. Now, according to the project consultant, Mr. Idowu Adewumi, the first phase in the agribusiness seminar scheduled to hold later this month of March, with the aim of putting the farmers through the fundamentals of soil testing, agricultural law, land development, and agricultural financing as well. This is triggered by the problems farmers face, which include unavailability of land and low access to finance. The business school has partnered with the Central Bank of Nigeria to enable the farmers access loans worth about 10 million naira. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, has disclosed that in the international market, there has been improvement in the amount and value of Nigeria's non-oil trade. Mr. Olusegun Awolowo, Executive Director of NEPC, represented by the Director Trade Information, Mrs. Evelyn Obisike, revealed at a sensitization workshop held in Enugu that the development is the fallout of the diversification reforms of the federal government with the purpose of promoting non-oil trade. Now, according to him, this reforms have led to a high demand for Nigerian products on the international market, propelled by the ease of doing business, which has reduced the cost of export business. It was revealed as well at the lecture that even though Nigeria has recorded an 18% increase in non-oil export in the past few years, Nigerian exporters do not seem to be doing enough to add value to their products. The proposed scrapping of the Petroleum Equalization Fund, PEF, has been rejected by the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, on the grounds that it fosters national unity and it plays a vital role as the country progresses towards the full deregulation of the petroleum downstream sector. The main function of the PEF is to ensure price uniformity of petroleum products through the reimbursement of marketers for losses they incur in trucking products from deposits to their filling stations anywhere in Nigeria. IPMAN's president, Mr. Chinedu Okoronko, noted that the funds used in making the PEF work effectively were sourced from the revenue pool and generated by the product marketing companies. He placed emphasis on the fact that even if there would be a difference in prices, it had to be minimal, and a level playing field had to be created by providing foreign exchange for marketers to import fuel at the same rate given to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. There is more coming up on Business Report Nigeria. I will be back after the short break. On Tuesday, March 9th, South governors made demands for the upward review from 2.5% to 10% appropriated to the Trust Fund for Host Oil Communities in the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB. The governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, who doubles as the chairman of the South-South Forum, said that the 2.5% that was appropriated in the PIB was inadequate. He went on to say that discussions have been held with the people and therefore the leaders ordered the National Assembly to increase the provision provision and the host community fund from 2.5% to 10%, as this is in the best interest of the communities and the nation at large. Frankly facing facts, if the host communities are satisfied with the provision of the trust fund, they would serve as custodians of oil facilities on behalf of the state, federal governments and oil companies. This peaceful environment in the various oil communities would bring about greater and seamless production without any form of disruption in the future. The governors have also urged President Muhammadu Buhari that funds of the commission beyond the payment of salary should be put in an escrow account until he constitutes the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. Chapel Hill Denham Nigeria Infrastructure Debt Fund, NIDF, has announced the successful financial close for the construction of 22 renewable energy mini-grids across the country. The project, set to benefit 70,000 people, is worth 1.8 billion naira and is being developed by Haven Hill Synergy Limited under the Nigerian Electrification Project, NEP. The Chief Executive Officer CEO of NIDF, Anshu Ral, has said financing of the project will be from the funds recently concluded Series 7 capital raise involving the participation of the African Development Bank, AFDB. Wale Shonibare, the Director, Energy Financial Solutions Policy and Regulation, AFDB, has described the investment in the project as a development that would help in supporting its role to the sovereign loan offered to the federal government of Nigeria, targeted at supporting the implementation of the Nigerian Electrification Project. The Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, FRC, has held a meeting with shareholders and audit committee members on how to implement the audit regulations in 2020. The Acting Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer of FRC, Mr. Ihai Anyahara, said the purpose of the regulation is to ensure all registered auditors perform their professional duties and provide legal framework for minimum practice guidelines for auditors, as this would attract more foreign direct investments. The market capitalization of one of the leading cement manufacturers in Nigeria, LAFARGE Africa PLC, has gained almost 71 billion naira in the past 3 trading sessions on NSE, thereby landing at 384.98 billion naira. The company's shares peaked at 30 naira 3 kobo this year, with the share price seeing an increase from 19 naira 5 kobo on March 3rd to 23 naira 90 kobo at the close of trading activities on March 8, 2021. These gains came about by buying pressures from bargain hunters who took position in the company after its share price slumped to 19 naira 5 kobo per share. There is also more coming up on Business Report Nigeria. I will be back after the short break. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, said the value of Nigeria's total trade 2020 was 10.3% lower than the value recorded in 2019, thereby putting it at 32.42 trillion naira. In the NBS report, Foreign Trade Statistics report for 4th quarter of 2020, the National Bureau of Statistics stated that import value in 2020 stood at 19.89 billion naira, 17.3% above the value of 2019. Import value was above export, which valued at 12.52 billion naira last year. Export trade in 2020 was 34.8% less than the value recorded in 2019. The value of total exports in the 4th quarter of 2020 increased by 6.7% against the level recorded in the 3rd quarter of 2020. On an annual basis, the total exports were 34.8% lower in 2020 than recorded in 2019. A report by the Financial Derivatives Company has stated that the rise of inflation is eroding the value of minimum wage in Nigeria, and the continuous rise in the price of crude oil, coupled with reduction in subsidy payments and improved tax collection, the monthly disbursement by the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee, FAAC, would increase to 700 billion naira for this month. This high inflationary pressure resulted in the collapse of disposable income amongst workers. The 30,000 naira minimum wage in Nigeria is low compared to some other African countries, and with the 16% current inflation rate, inflation would reach its peak in the 2nd quarter of 2021, with the possibility of the average inflation increasing to 17% in the 1st quarter of 2021. The Financial Derivatives Company calls for the reconstruction of the inflation basket. In a developing story, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) is intent on staging a nationwide mass protest over the move by the National Assembly to remove the minimum wage from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent legislative list. The Labour Union will hold the protest today at the Unity Fountain and the National Assembly complex. Last week, the House of Representatives debated a bill sponsored by Garba Mohammed, representing Kano Central, proposing the movement of the current wage structure from exclusive to the concurrent list. If this proposal passes through, future negotiations for minimum wage would be decentralized to states, and this would more or less shut off the power of the Nigerian Labour Congress. The Nigerian Labour Congress, wields to represent workers all over the nation. And to wrap this up, Flutterwave, an African payments company launched in 2016 with the purpose of building modern payments technology and infrastructure for Africa to enable people and businesses connect with the global economy, announced that it has closed $170 million, thereby placing the value of the company at over $1 billion. In its August 2017 Series A funding, the startup raised $10 million and then $35 million in its Series B funding in January of last year. Its Series C funding is the largest amount secured by an African tech startup, and that gives it a unicorn status. According to CEO Olugbenga Agboola, the company will be looking to other lists on the New York Stock Exchange or perform a dual listing in the US and Nigeria. And on that note, we end Business Report Nigeria. Thank you for watching. Do follow us on social media at TOSTV Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOSTV Network. I am Ruel Panawo.